So one of the key trends that I see in the network and network space, as an example, software-defined architecture. Software-defined architecture enables you to have software appliances. And I think software appliances both in the infrastructure, but also software within, how do I utilize the hardware? So the design of things and the many operating systems out there, but also the embedded world, the whole embedded space. So there's far more technology will come out that's sensor-driven, as system-on-a-chip type capabilities. We'll see far more growth of that. But then, where would you build it? What sort of hardware do you build around it, and how do you use that? A good example is the car. A car will be a computer node on the network. How do we interface with that? How do we build services within the car? How do we personalize the driving experience based upon the compute capabilities there? It's not just about entertainment, it could be about security of the car, it could be about a shared car. How do I know that this person's able to drive it? Well, there's a lot of capability we can build into cars that make that smart experience and that shared experience. The Zip car is a great example of the shared model. How do we now compute within a shared model? There's a couple of key areas where processors are evolving and generating. Energy efficiency still needs to be at the heart of everything you do. You need more power, less energy, because if we start to move to system on a chip and various other things, the power consumption drives then the form factor. You can't have big batteries and things like this, so it does need to be very energy efficient. More performance, but less power, and we'll continue to see that being driven from the smallest processor up. And then at the top level, how do we embed more capabilities or technologies within the processor and that close to the processor? How do we bring more capabilities in there and expose them from the hardware to the software and just make the software smarter? How do we drop things from software into hardware? And a good one would be security. How do we do embedded security within the hardware instead of where it is today, abstracted above the OS? That's a vulnerability. If you have it embedded in the hardware, you remove a vulnerability. So there's a lot of technology that could come now, and I think that's where we'll see a lot of that innovation. The most exciting thing I got my hands on was last week. It's a 3D camera built into a tablet. It was exciting not for exactly what it was, but what you can do with it. And I just think we'll see so many of those sort of things coming in. 3D camera in a tablet, thinnest on the market. It's a price point that's a consumer price point. But for business, what does it mean? It's the art of the possible. What can you do with a 3D camera that you wouldn't do before? Think security, takes an image of me, but you could use it. Line of business, this has changed line of business. So for me, I think 3D is really cool. I'm truly excited by it.
That's great, thank you very much.